Okay, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Heisman Saturday edition of Morning Scone presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com, Restored Motions, RestoredMotions.com, and ProCharge EV, ProChargeEV.com. As you might be able to tell, in Central Park this morning, streaming live from the park. We're here on Central Park South, just a few blocks away. Actually, not a few blocks, I'll show you. That right there is the New York Athletic Club, the building right there. So that's my hotel right there. And just had some coffee, or having some coffee, and going to walk. Gonna go walk through the park. Beautiful day. It's actually a little overcast today. Look at the clouds. Can you imagine living in, that's a residential tower, by the way. Can you imagine living at the top of that tower? Like you wake up, can you imagine waking up on a Saturday morning and you can't see out your window because you're in the clouds?
That's true.
Crazy. Anyway. Boy, last night were really cold. Today, high temps in the low 50s, 54, 55. I think it's about 46 right now. Yesterday morning when I was walking to Times Square doing the show, if you were with us, it's in the 30s. Anyway, all right, so Heisman Saturday, Jayden Daniels, the coronation tonight. I know a lot of you are concerned after the Maxwell last night. Boy, the messages I got. So last night was the College Football Awards show, and so Jayden Daniels cleaned up. He won the Walter Camp. He won the Davey O'Brien. He's already won the AP Player of the Year. He's won the SEC Player of the Year. He won the Unitas Award. Like, he's won all these awards. But he gets snubbed on the Maxwell. And so there's this, I don't want to call it a melt, but there's certainly a concern. Let me sit here on this bench for a quick minute here. We'll talk while it's on this bench, this park bench in City Park. I wonder if this is where the park rangers came after Will Ferrell. Let me reassure you. Come sit next to Uncle Scone here. Let me reassure you. Jayden Daniels is winning the Heisman Trophy tonight. Okay. It is not uncommon. It is not uncommon for a player to win the Maxwell and not win the Heisman. In 2018, there are correlations where the Heisman winner wins the Maxwell, no doubt. There was a long stretch, however, where that wasn't the case, where a lot of times the Maxwell winner did not win the Heisman. Most recently, 2018, Tua won the Maxwell in 2018, but Kyler Murray won the Heisman. As I go back and think about it, A.J. McCarron in 2013 won the Maxwell, did not win the Heisman. 2012, Manti Te'o won the Maxwell, the best player in college football, did not win the Heisman. Anyway, I could go on. Tim Tebow in 2008, Sam Bradford won the Heisman, Tim Tebow won the Maxwell. Anyway, and there are more. My point is, Colt McCoy in 2009 won the Maxwell. Did not win the Heisman in 2009. That was Mark Ingram. So anyway, hop on Uncle Scone's bench next to him, and have this convo. Hi, look at the puppy dog. Oh, you puppy dogs. So, let not your heart be troubled. Jayden Daniels is going to win the Heisman Trophy tonight. And he's already cleaned up on a ton of awards. And, yeah, the Home Alone pigeon lady. Haldane told me that. I was like, go look for the Home Alone pigeon lady. What pigeon ladies are about, no doubt. All right, let's say some good mornings here. And then the other thing, let me say this before we go any further. Actually, real quick, Donald Amy, Cameron, Jacob Thompson, Strongside, Adrian Bailey, Glenn Garner, Eric Tross, without even looking, Jesse Brown. Will Jayden get screwed out of the Heisman? No. Strong side. Good luck to Jayden and Rustin. Yeah, interesting tonight. I'm a little torn with Rustin and with Zachary. So Rustin beat Catholic back in 1990 in the Bears' first ever trip to the Dome. Beat the hell out of Catholic too. But Steven Ensminger, of course, Junior, Steve's son, who, of course, was married to our friend Carly, is an assistant on staff at Ruston. So I love to see his success and their success and very much pulling for him. They are, however, playing Zachary. And Zachary is coached by David Brewerton, who was my freshman offensive line coach at Catholic and one of my favorite coaches I've ever had, and a truly awesome, genuinely great human. And I love pulling for them and seeing all the success that Brew has had. So either way, however the 5A game goes tonight, I'm going to be thrilled for someone who wins it, and I'm going to be really disappointed for someone who loses it. So that's a bummer. Calici, by the way, Bears absolutely destroyed Acadiana last night, hung 55 on them. So go Bears. See if Eddie Bonine comes to try to take this one away from us too, because, Eddie Bonine, little loser. Anyway, yeah, I'm sure that's going to get clipped and sent to him, whatever. Anyway, look at this. They got a big old playground over here. That's like all big playground for kiddos back there. Yeah, it's crazy. It is a baby crying in a stroller. The other thing, if you need more reason to trust Uncle Scone, might I remind you that I am the one who has told you now for weeks that Marvin Harrison was going to win the Blitnikoff. And I told you the exact reason why, despite the fact that Malik Neighbors had the better season, and he did, and was the best receiver in college football this year. Marvin Harrison Jr. had the name recognition, and so often the people that vote for these awards do not watch. They don't watch other teams. And so you vote familiarity. And I'm going to tell you very honestly, y'all, when we go to SEC Media Days during the summer, we vote on those preseason all-conference teams. I'm guilty of it. We get a stinking ballot, and I'm not sitting there looking up every single center in the league. But if I would recognize a name, or if a team brings their player to media days, they're more likely to get a vote. It's just the way it goes. A lot of people who vote for those awards don't take it seriously enough. And I'm not worried about preseason awards. That's why I don't really care. But if I were a national award voter, which I'm not, I have been asked if I was interested before. And my interest is lukewarm, quite honestly, because I don't know that I could do a good enough job for this exact conversation that we're having right now. But that's what happens. So anyway, it sucks so bad for Malik because that's immortality, right? But he'll come back and play in the bowl, and he'll set the LSU record, and he'll have the catches, receptions, and receiving yards record, and he'll be remembered he'll be a first-round pick, and he'll go have a great pro career, and he'll be remembered very fondly here. So, but it is disappointing because forever and ever and ever and ever and ever, whenever people walk through football ops and they look at the trophy room, they're not going to see a Malik Neighbors Blitnikoff. When you walk on by the north end zone of Tiger Stadium, and you see all the national award winners with their plaques, affixed to Tiger Stadium, his won't be there, and that sucks. That really does suck. I feel for him because he should have won the award this year, but that's the nature of how it goes sometimes. So, okay, back to it. Let's see. Get to your comments here. Shane O'Mac, Michael Merritt, good morning. Baby Bobby, Travis Brown, Wendell Norman, Catherine Babineau, Gary Petrie. That was New York. New York has been great. We so last night after the show, Bo Wegman, our engineer, and I went to Club Macanudo. It's a restaurant, cigar bar, on the east side of Central Park. So not too far from here, maybe just about a 5-minute walk. So went over there, had a meal and a few whiskeys and a cigar, and it was great. It was a great night. I'm trying to keep up with these comments, y'all. Spurge, good morning. Glenn Garner, B. Lorky, Chris Whalen, Latour Proust. Good morning from Sydney, Australia. Okay. Jaleel Dean, what salary does one have to make to live in a high-rise in New York? So, Jaleel, generally, if you're living at the top of like, if you're living at the top of that building, you don't make a salary, friend. A salary is something that is paid to you when you are the employee of someone else. The people that are living up there, they don't work for other people. That is the true component of wealth building. You don't build wealth working for someone else. But if you're asking how much would one of those, if you're talking about a penthouse, location matters. Right here on Central Park South, if you were in the penthouse up there, I would guess in the neighborhood of 35 to 50 million. It's a guess. But I did watch $1 Million Listing New York. I've watched every episode of it. And my comp is I did see one time one episode where there was a guy who had a 3,000 square foot apartment right here on Central Park South, 22nd floor, like overlooking the park, and they sold, and it needed some work, and it sold for like 27 million. So anyway, all right. Catherine Babinet, let's see, saw that. All right, getting back to the comments. ATX, good morning. Glenn Garner, what's up? Derek Cooper. Cliff Nelson, good morning. Alan Black, Jacob Hibbert, Brad David. Eric Tross, not gonna lie, I'm nervous. Don't be nervous. Uncle Scone already told you, don't be nervous. Jayden is winning the Heisman Trophy tonight, okay? It's not like something's going to unfold. Remember, the voting ended on Monday. Jude Sansing, Mike Hardyall, hi from Jersey. See you at Legends. Okay, Mike, looking forward to it, man. Come on. Yeah, so the show yesterday at Legends was great. I hope y'all enjoyed it if you were able to listen or watch. The USMC Mike City Park, not City Park, Central Park. We were at Central Park in New York City. City Park's in New Orleans and in Baton Rouge, and probably a lot of other cities as well. We're in Central Park this morning. Yeah, so I hope you'll enjoy the show at Legends, and tonight should be fun as well. We'll be there local time here, 6 to 8, so Central, 5 to 7. And that is ultimately, as I understand it, going to be basically the watch party for all the LSU people. All the LSU people will be at Legends, like LSU fans in the city, almost like a football game day, effectively.
When it's in her grade. When it's in her grade.
Keep these comments on the screen.
Yeah, so we keep her the metal anyway. First, and we
so it should be a great crowd tonight at Legends for the show and for the watch party. So I'll probably watch the Heisman ceremony there as well. As soon as it's over, I'll book it over here because there is let me just kind of give you the bearings. I can actually show you. Okay, so this is Central Park South. I don't know if you're familiar with the city, but okay, so this road right here. So Central Park is a big rectangle, right? Goes that way, all the way there, over, and then back that way, okay? So Central Park is a giant rectangle. It's a giant rectangle in the middle of the city. So this is Central Park South, right? So I'm looking directly south. Behind me is north. So that road right there is Park Avenue. And so all these buildings here are very, very, very plush. Like the Plaza Hotel you can see it straight through there. The Plaza's right there. So the Plaza Hotel's there. New York Athletic Club, where I'm staying, is right here. Anyway, so over here, like literally right back in that corner, is Lincoln Center, and that's where, forgive me, it's actually back this way, is Lincoln Center, where the ceremony is going to be tonight. So my hotel is right by Lincoln Center. However, as we mentioned, as you probably have heard me mention, it's very, very limited attendance. Very limited attendance tonight. LSU got 15 tickets, 15. So you'll have the Heisman winners, the Heisman winner, I think, gets a +1. Um, and then the Heisman Trust people will be in there. And then, the candidates or the finalists and their families. So, anyway, so I'm going to watch at Legends. When it ends, here's the weird thing. So this is what I was trying to say. So my hotel is right by where the ceremony is going to be, but I can't get into the ceremony. So I'm probably going to watch down at Legends, which is 33rd Street, so south. As soon as it ends, they're bringing Jayden to Times Square for the winner, to Times Square, back to the Marriott for the winner's press conference. And then they're bringing Jayden back this way because there's an LSU after party back this way, which I will be at. So I will probably not go to the post Heisman. Well, I guess I could. I could go from Legends to the Marriott for his press conference, and then after the press conference, come back. That's what I'll do. So I'll go to Legends, watch the ceremony. After Legends, I'll go to the Marriott. Then I'll come this way for the after party. It'll be fun. Be a good night. Should be a really good night. All right. Where am I? Here we go. Josephine, good morning. Jude Sansing, you should put a run on someone like, hey, I'm walking here. Carrie Hughes, B. Lorky, what's up? Put a bet on Jayden winning the Heisman back in July. Okay. Mike Hardyall, what's up? Bubba Tatum, have a pic of my daughter on the bench from a few weeks ago. Enjoyed the sit. Very good, Bubba. Very good, very good. Uncle Hoodad, good morning. Everybody looks beautiful out there. Scone enjoyed tonight, as I think all the LSU fans will. Congratulations, Jayden, on your Heisman Trophy win. Well deserved. Brad David, Shane Bigfella, Kedrick D. Make defense great again. James McKinney, good morning. Do you think if LSU gets a transfer quarterback, do you think one of the quarterbacks on the roster is transfer themselves? No, I don't. Because I don't think Ricky Collins is leaving after 1 year, although Walker Howard did. But those two, I think we all understand, are in different situations. And then you have Colin Hurley coming in. So really it's just Nuss and Ricky Collins. So no, I don't. Sorry, every time I keep, because I'm watching on my phone, all of the comments, whenever I pause for a minute, all the comments go away, so I have to scroll and find them again. Jesse Brown Wiggins is transferring. Surprising? I don't know that that's too surprising. At position like D-line, O-line, or cornerback, where you have a bunch of players at that position, when guys are lost in their rotation, they tend to leave. They don't stick around. Wiggins was such a high recruit, so to play in just, 9 games in 2 years, it's fine. And quite honestly, he was going to be a project because he didn't fit great in what they wanted to do. He needed to get bigger to play that left end spot. So he's a more traditional 4-3. And Tuna, good morning. Hughes Bowden, good morning. Was at the game in '90. That Russin team was the best team in history. Delton Deuce said, Guy Brooks, good morning. Mark Allen, Weston Weaver, good morning, y'all. Animator73 said all because of his last name, so stupid. Guess talking about Marvin Harrison. That is not true. To say that it's all because of his last name. Marvin Harrison Jr. was incredible last year on an incredible team where it was him and Jackson Smith and Jigba, and they won the Rose Bowl, and he had 3 touchdowns in the first half of the Rose Bowl and had an awesome season. To say that it's only because of his name is disingenuous, because he's a phenomenal player. He's a consensus first receiver off the board. He just was on a team that had a down year at quarterback play, and so he didn't put up the numbers that you would typically put up if you're the Maxwell winner. He's a great player. It's not to take anything away from Marvin Harrison. It's just that if you're looking at who had a better season this year, that was Malik. You don't have to discredit Marvin Harrison to compliment the season Malik had. Seth Pondville, good morning. Seth. I showed Josh so Josh Pope is one of the pilots that flew Jayden and his family here, and I got to meet Josh at Legends last night. He came for AFR, and his brother-in-law is Seth, who just commented, and I don't think Seth was supposed to tell me that his brother-in-law was flying the the LSU contingent, but he did anyway. Kind of want to walk a little bit. Tim Gotro, what's up? Jerry DeLucky, getting a little nervous. All we're hearing is not if Jayden wins, but when Jayden wins. I remember Peyton Manning the year he lost. Charles Woodson, very different. It's a very different time, though, Jerry. At that time, you obviously didn't have many odds on the Heisman. The only place that you would have had sports books was in Las Vegas. And you certainly didn't have mobile betting sites. And so with the advent of mobile betting, with odds becoming more and more relevant to conversations, when you see something like Jayden minus 1,400, that tells you the story. And it's a consensus across every different mobile betting site, every different sports book. People understand what's happening there. So very different than 1997. There isn't, here's what I would say to you, Jerry. You just referenced something from 26 years ago. When was the last time there was something like that? Where you went into the Heisman ceremony and you were genuinely surprised by the result? It's probably been 26 years, you know what I mean? Like, we go into the Heisman now knowing who's going to win. It's just, it's the same with, it's very similar to the draft, to the NFL draft. Like, the information's out there. The odds makers are so good at what they do. I talk about that. Maybe I just know more about this because I listen to Ott talk about it all the time. But he's right. It's just, there's so much information that's out there. The odds makers are talking to voters. They have straw polls. They're not going to be wrong because they have too much of a liability. If you're laying up minus 1,400 odds, you know what I mean? You gotta be right on that. So anyway, Josh B, is Jayden a lock for the Heisman? Yes, he's going to win the Heisman Trophy. Michael Lazor, any chance to get an interview with Jayden after he wins the award? So I just kind of walk through a little bit. Trivia Carter, good morning. Dale Broussard. Oh, Dale, I'll get to that in a second. So the way the night goes for Jayden is they have a pre-Heisman press conference around 5. I need to check it. It's either 5:30 local time. It's beautiful up here right now. You want to go see the ice skating rink? Hang on, we'll do this. Look. We're going to go up here. We'll go up the path. A little bridge right there. I think the ice rink is right on the other side there. It's crazy. I was telling our engineer Bo this last night. So when I ran the New York Marathon, I ran a marathon, 2 actually. You run through all 5 boroughs. And it's really cool. You get to see all of New York, right? From street view, running through the whole thing. Well, you finish, like the final 5K of the race is in Central Park. And the whole course is really relatively flat. As you run through New York, it's horse shit. Oh, sorry, that was literal horse poop in the street. There's the ice rink down here. Well, can you see how I don't know if you can tell the elevation, how far down this is. So when you're running the race is generally flat. So really the only hills in the race are the bridges when you're running the on-ramp, when you're running over the Brooklyn Bridge or the Queensboro Bridge or the Verrazano Narrows Bridge. Running up onto the bridge is the hill. Those are the hills in the race. Everything else is really flat until you get to Central Park, where Central Park is very hilly. And so you're dead, your legs are toast, and maybe I'll just sit on this rock. Look at this. I'm just gonna sit here on this rock. Look, it's a big rock. I'm down that hill. Look, there's the ice rink right there in Central Park. I am just gonna sit on this rock. That's a nice boulder. I like that boulder. Shrek, donkey. Look at that. How insane is that? The architecture in the city is just bonkers. Oh, we just got to go Gators. Go Tigers! Oh, she didn't hear me. Go Tigers. She probably because I sound like Coach O. What were we talking about? I don't remember. Oh, so the final 5K, the race is through Central. There we go. Trying to find my spot. Here we go. Okay. Oh, so Jayden's day. So they'll do a pre-Heisman press conference around 5:30, I think. And then afterwards, there's a post-Heisman press conference. A one-on-one, not likely today, maybe when we get back. Dale Broussard, GMEX ticking up. That would be Gamecoin. And yes, all of crypto is running right now. But good news this week, if you saw it on Monday from Gamecoin. And I do have a lot that I want to say about this, and I'll have to do it another time. I'm not going to do it right now, but which is all validating, great. But the my connection keeps kind of crapping out right now. Mike Hardy out Google says there's a penthouse overlooking Central Park for $250 million. Okay, so there you go. $250 million might be more likely. I said 35 to 50. Penthouse might be 250. So inflation. Quan, good morning. Charlie Ogle. Cody Worsham said there were a good bit of LSU fans in New York. Well, I mean, there's a lot of LSU alums that live in New York. And then, like, I'll tell you, like yesterday at that thing at Canes, there were people who were from Jersey, people from Philly who were LSU fans who came to the city for that. So, yes, I think there's a lot of people who are coming here as well for that. Barry Jocelyn, James Avery, Waylon, good morning. Crazy Jayden didn't get first team All-American. Look, a lot of those votes are going to be split. Like, it's going to be different All-America teams, right? There's Walter Camp, there's the AP. I mean, Jayden was the AP National Player of the Year. I mean, he's going to be first team All-American, the Associated Press. Like, sometimes you split those awards. It's rare that you sweep everything. Like, it would have to be a Joe Burrow situation where you're a dominant historic player on the best team in the country. LSU is 9-3. So, yes, there are some awards that are going to be split. But fear not. Let not your heart be troubled. You think we'd ever have a natty in New York? If the price was right, I would never say never. Alan Black, God dog, man. So I'm trying to keep up with these comments. It's just a pain in the butt. Jerry G. Shane Bigfella, Saints or Panthers tomorrow. I picked the Saints in a very narrow game, but with very little confidence. Cajun Bradley Cooper, what's going on? Dennis Marcon, good morning. Be in NYC Tuesday, okay. Jerry G, DJ H, any chance they screw him out of this, Matt? No, I'm going to say it again. I'll say it again. Rachel said, how can the Heisman winner be a second-team All-American? Catch me up again. I'll say this again. Hunter Perriman, how cold is it up there? Yesterday was in 30 states, high of 55, so a little warmer today. ATX Scar reported Chevis was in Baton Rouge, coincidence or something to it. No, nothing to it. I'll say it again. I think there's a really good chance Corey Raymond is back at LSU. And I know we hear the Bo Davis rumors every offseason, but I wouldn't be surprised as well if they really try to make a push to make that happen. Bo Davis is coaching Texas. So if it does happen, it wouldn't happen until after the playoff. But I've been talking about that for weeks and weeks and weeks, y'all. I've told y'all that I know Corey wants to return. There are people at LSU that want him to return. It's a matter of, does Brian Kelly want that, and can they get it done? The fact that Corey's no longer at Florida certainly is a great indicator that pieces are moving in that direction. But yes, I do not think, I'm assuming you're talking about Chevis Jackson, which I do not think. Corey Raymond, I think, is a very real possibility coming back to LSU. Yes. Like, very real. Like, very real. Oh, look. Anybody want a painting? Should I sit down and get one of these sketches done of me while I'm doing morning scone? That would be fun. Oh, I could do that. Look, I could sit down and pose for a sketch while I do morning scone. The morning scone sketch. Huh. Oh, this guy's selling beanies. Terrio did tell me to go to Chinatown to buy him some a Rolex, and Louis and all this stuff. And he's dead serious too. I don't know if I want to go to Chinatown though. Like, that is so far from where I am. And it's one of the really difficult things about traversing the city is like, oh, that's beautiful. Look, there's the plaza. That's a good view of it. There's right there. It's the plaza. Cool, huh? I can't get over that building right there. I mean, that's like a pencil. How skinny that is, just going straight up into the air. It's beautiful. Anyway, I need a trash can to throw in my cappuccino cup. It's cold now. Well, that wasn't my last sip. All right, let's see, what else? Ooh, the sneakers app. Joe Buth, Whiskey and Wine from New York would be classic. Go to Strawberry Fields. Yesterday was the anniversary of Lennon's death. Heard about that. In New York City, nonetheless. AJ, is Jayden really going to win the Heisman? Yes.
He runs over. He's like, oh.
Eddie Weber, Cortland Jacob, Joey Metke, good morning. Joe, hope he doesn't get cheated out of this. Okay, I'm going to say it again. Because I know, Matt, can you hit all the Nuss Bus passengers with Little Godfather this morning? You come to me on the day of Jayden's Heisman and ask me to start Nuss. You're going to make a rant on AFR for why neighbors got screwed. Shane, no, I'm not. Because I've been telling you this for weeks. Again, it's why you listen to Uncle Scone. Because I tell you this stuff in advance, so you're not surprised by it. Just like, 2 years ago that I told you that they didn't bring Jayden here to sit behind Miles Brennan. They brought him here to start. He started, and a lot of you didn't like that. And now dude's going to win a Heisman Trophy. So anyway, so no, I'm not going to rant about neighbors because I told you about it, and it's worked both to LSU's detriment and benefit. The benefit I told you was Grant Delpit, 2008. And look, I'll tell you, Patrick Peterson as well. Patrick Peterson won the Thorpe in 2010 when Mo Claiborne was a better corner in 2010 than Patrick Peterson was. Now, Claiborne won it in 2011 when Tyrann Mathieu should have won it. Might I remind you that Tyrann Mathieu should have won the Thorpe Award. Tyrann was a Heisman finalist, didn't win the Thorpe Award in 2011. Mo Claiborne did. So, again, I know it's hard to wrap your head around and, understand how this can happen, but it's just the way that the votes go. The people that are voting on this stuff. So much of it is name recognition and awareness and stuff like that. It's just, not saying it's right, not saying it's good, it's true. It's just how it goes. So it screwed Malik, but it helped Grant Delpit. It helped Patrick Peterson and Mo Claiborne, and then it's just screwed Tyrann in 2011. But it's how it goes. I'm not going to change it. Y'all aren't going to change it. So it's what it is. So. Oh, I'm out here on the side of the park. You forget about the elevation of this park, man. Like all the hills and everything. All right. Ray Ashley, this has nothing to do with LSU. Screw the weather in New York in December. You're definitely a better man than I. It's actually beautiful. Yesterday was a crystal clear, beautiful day, and it was cold. But today it's very nice. I think the high is 55 today. It's, when I walked out of the hotel about an hour ago, it was in the 40s, mid 40s. Not bad. Is that vendor coffee? The world's greatest cup of coffee. Congratulations, you did it. It tastes like a crappy cup of coffee. It's not a crappy cup of coffee. It's the world's best cup of coffee. No, this came from a little cafe across the street from my hotel that I went and had breakfast. Cortland, Chase didn't win it without preseason hype, at least. Oh, did win it without. Yeah, but remember, that was also a season where he had 1,700 yards on the best offense ever, and they were front and center all year because they were a historic offense on an undefeated team that won the national championship. So, yes, there are those outliers, but the reason we're even having the conversation about Jayden right now, even being in any type of competition, is because they lost 3 games. Like, otherwise, this would be a landslide like Burroughs was if LSU wasn't a 3-loss football team. Okay. We might be just about done here, y'all. Yeah, I think we're done. Okay. Tiger Diver, with all the concussion and injuries, you think Carr retires? No, I don't. I think he's got $100 million guaranteed coming to him, and I think he's going to keep playing. Ooh, Austin Kidder ran the Louisiana Half Marathon 2018. Lost 2 toenails, could barely walk for a week, never again. And that was a half marathon. Imagine doing what you did, Austin, then doing it again, like right after that. 13.1, then doing another 13.1. Whew. All right. Easton Cook, when does the Heisman get announced? So the show is at 7 Central, 8 Eastern, and the announcement will be at the end. So if you're back home, 7:50ish tonight is about when you'll have it. So, all right. Vernell, good morning, Scone. Look at you having these long walks in the park this early Saturday morning. Beautiful day, man. Might go catch up with a buddy who's in the city around like 2:30, but I got some time before then. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Might do some touristy stuff, like walking around Central Park, and then do that about 2:30. Get dressed, head over to Legends, and go to the Marriott for the pre-Heisman press conference around 5, and then go to Legends for the show. So, all right, y'all. Have an awesome day. Anthony, anyone else worried Penix will win it since he won the Maxwell? Anthony, do me a favor. Scroll back we're about to finish. Scroll back to the beginning of the show and go listen for your answer. This, one more look. From New York City, how about it? Beautiful Central Park, yo. All right.